And in the end, Zanara won, because Elaine and his party just kind of ate themselves to death. Good lord, we've been eating a lot of food. I have no money for it anymore. Hey, but welcome back to more Unicorn Overlord. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we finished off picking the last of the good old land of Albion. And this time, we'll be moving along a little bit more with a lot of rapport conversations. Oh boy, is it a lot. And I am nowhere near done yet. I've been focusing on just getting Elaine's right now. Just trying to do as much as I can with that. This is going to... it'll take a little bit to get through, but again, I'm focusing in on Elaine's. Yeah. Probably what I'll end up doing is once we finish off getting everyone to, everyone's final rapport conversation, everyone's rank 3, I might do, at that point, I might do the thing, the Ring of the Maiden, just so that we can actually get some other content in. I also will at some point need to mine up the Albion treasure chests, so, yeah. Regardless, you know what, I'm gonna hold up on the Elaine ones as much as possible, though. We have plenty more. Not there. Elaine and Travis? No, thank you. It was this one then. Lex and Joseph. Lex, what are you doing out here? Just think about my mom, I guess. I'm gonna do once this war's finally over. I'm only busy being king and all, so there's no going back to the way it used to be. You don't want to keep me hanging around the place either. Nonsense. As one of His Highness's most loyal retainers, you shall surely be able to come and go as you please. Not a chance, Joseph. A guy like me just can't cut up with all those stuffy noble types. Is that truly what you think? Imagine yourself in His Highness's position if you would. What would you wish for your dearest friend upon taking the throne? Well, do you understand? It is a fair worry that His Highness's coronation should put distance between you. That is merely one of your own creation. You're probably right, yeah. But knowing the problem's only half the battle, still gotta figure out what to do about it. Simply do whatever you feel is right. That shall be enough. Sorry? You see, Lex, true friendship shall always transcend, no matter how wide the gulf may seem at times. Such as the ironclad bond you and His Highness share. Thanks, Joseph. I don't know where we'd be without you. It's funny, I'm not usually the kind of guy to get all worried like this. But that's enough pouting for one day. There'll be plenty of time to think about this stuff after we beat Galerius. Indeed. Whichever path they choose to walk, their bond shall endure forevermore. I do like Joseph as the father figure overall. It's nice. Lex and Chloe. So Chloe and Lex. Damn it. I don't think I'm ever gonna beat Elaine at this rate. Times like these call for a bit of stress eating, though. You got anything good for me, Chloe? You never learn, do you? What are you talking about? Your casual demeanor toward the prince, of course. I saw you sparring just now in French, or now don't forget you're still a subject. Can't you try being at least somewhat formal with him? Look, I know you're really focused on getting that stuff right. But, I don't know. I think I'd rather just keep doing things the same way I always have. We're not children anymore, Lex. If you speak to him like that after he's ascended the throne, you could easily find yourself tossed in jail, or worse. I mean, yeah, I guess, but getting all stuffy just makes me feel like we're not even close anymore. It's already sad enough saying how much Elaine's changed since we were kids, you know? Well, I guess I can't deny that. But, I'm glad you're still the same as ever, Chloe. Kind of relieved, to be honest. Lex, anyway... Me and Elaine are friends, and nothing gets in the way of that, no matter how noble he gets. I don't want him thinking all this prince stuff is changing things for me, either. So yeah, you ask me, I'm better off not doing a damn thing different. I might not agree with that, but I do understand it. I see why Sir Joseph's been so reluctant to have this conversation with you. You guys have already seen the light, huh? Oh, don't you go change on me either, Chloe. I want to keep our friendship the way it just is. By the way, what did I come here for, anyway? Looking for a snack after His Majesty bested you, remember? There's plenty of leftover bread you can have. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. You do have a point, though. I doubt I'd like it very much if you started being all formal out of the blue. Now you're talking. I'd hate it too. Never change, Lex. And just the relationship that those two have, you know, the childhood friends, is quite nice. Chloe and Joseph at this point. Yeah! It is no surprise to find you here, Chloe. Sure to remember a spare moment which you weren't honing your spear. Now, Sir Joseph, you must truly adore the art to dedicate yourself to it in such a manner. I do. It's been this way since I was a child, actually. I'm so pleased the day my father gave me one, I even cradled it in my sleep. I can't claim I envy the man having to raise such a spirited daughter. But I must say, you've grown much of late. Must beyond even my own skill with the spear. I appreciate that, sir, but I don't believe it for a second. Please, you need to demean yourself. I assure you, none can match a gift such as yours, Chloe. Even if that were true. The only reason I'm still here now is to protect Elaine. I was one of his many subjects, but as his friend. I suppose you've long been close, yes. But I can't ride a horse into battle, and I don't have the strength to carry a great shield. I don't know the first thing about magic either, so you see, this spear is the only way I can help him. Yet... I am stubborn, though. And if my spear is all I have, then I'll make sure it's the sharpest you've ever seen. After all, I can't just sit back and watch while his majesty gets hurt. Commendable show of bravery, Chloe. Perhaps, yes. But still nothing compared to you, sir. I can't turn defense into attack with the same fluidity that you do. For my obstinance, I'm not sure I'll ever have what it takes to really be there for his majesty. Chloe, do you know the most vital quality of knight must be? Well, no. There's loyalty above all else. That discipline, you're truly second to none. Skill and strength arise naturally through training. No regiment can ever hope to impart loyalty. And as you've said, I've much experience transforming stout defense into potent attack. If you wish it, I would be more than glad to convey the knowledge I've mustered over my many years of knighthood. Are you certain I'm worthy of it, sir? Beyond certain. Now then, let us learn how deep this loyalty of yours runs. Right. See, this is a case where it would be much nicer if they actually could equip multiple weapons, because, like, no way Joseph's good with a spear. He can't even use spears. Whatever. Clive and Giuseppe.
Do you even know who you're talking to, kid? I'm working for the Liberation, and I'm not paying a single damn
But sir... Quite the conversation you're having here.
Yeah, who the hell are you?
Soldiers of the Liberation in earnest, unlike yourself.
Oh, well, listen, I was just kidding about that. Pretty funny, right?
What a fine tavern that was. The line up here in the northeast corner is simply to die for, wouldn't you say? Perhaps if I was able to hold my liquor better. If your age has begun to get the better of me. I don't believe that for a moment. Still, it's been some time since last shared a drink like this. On more previous occasions, Sir Joseph. But of course, I practically drank the entire tavern dry and grew rather unruly as a result. 'Tis an embarrassing memory, yes. I was so young at the time, just after Corny had fallen in true. For countless days I awaited orders to commence the final assault against Sonora, and such orders never came. Before I could even realize what was happening, my province had been conquered. The nobles of our land each bent the knee to Sonora, one after the next. It was peace, or so it seemed, yet I knew it was a little more than a fragile artifice. Even so, it wasn't long until the rest of my orders swore fields to Galerius. Such an outcome came as a shock, of course, but I realized then that I could no longer trust those I once cherished. All the while, my mind was flooded with thoughts of the fallen. The sacrifice mean nothing. Despair haunted my every action. My only comforts lay in Flagon's Vale and drunken fights. I had become an empty shell of my former self. I even attempted to pick a fight with you, if my memory serves correctly. You did. It was obvious you had drunk far more than you were capable of handling. It was its fate in a way. You never would have met it not for the quarrel. It wasn't much of a fight, of course. You knocked me out flat into the wall, and in so doing, returned me to my senses. At the time, I was scouring fervently for the support of resistance which may never have come to pass, careful to avoid the watchful gaze of Zenora all the while. If I may, Clive, the feats you performed in our service were far beyond those of a misguided drunk. Yet appearing as such enabled me to compel change without once raising Zenora's suspicion. Those worked to my benefit in the end, both my actions and in my finding a mentor as unfailing as you. Though I imagine it wasn't entirely straightforward. I stood a wanted man after all. Indeed. You may not have realized it at the time, but it wasn't your grand vision which convinced me to enlist. I merely needed something to do. A reason to act, a way to forget. All the better if I could avenge the deaths of my companions in doing so. course. Reaching a fitting end for my own life as well. I see. In any case, the shadows which once engulfed you have long since lifted. Now, I presume your fiancé was about who even now. She even did back then, you know. It feels there was a lifetime past when my family arranged for Monica and I to be married. I'm not certain you're aware of this, but she and I have known each other since we were but children. Despite my being older than her, she always treated me as if I was years her junior. Never was fond of that. Yet, to know she once thought of me. She still does to this day. What a callous fool I was. Perhaps an apology is in order then. You mean after all these years, I couldn't bear the thought? I'll hear another word. Do it, and bring her a gift as well. Tell her everything you just told me, and you'll be alright. Yes, I suppose so, but whatever shall I say to her? What utterance could possibly allay the grief I've imposed upon her? The troubles of youth. I'm certain you can come up with something, Clive. Now, I am curious about this, because I believe... Is this... Now, this might be in the... Is this the area where you recruit her? Yes, it is. Actually, this might be a little bit north. I'm not sure. Because I could have sworn it was... I know it's that town. I could have sworn we went into that town. We might have gone out of it. I'm not sure. There, I did see Chloe and Ridiel. Alright. Lane and Berenice, no thanks. Ridiel and Chloe. Still training, Ridiel? It's getting late now. I'm aware. It's the only way you can prove I'm right here. I'm here for the right reasons. I can make up for selling you out to Zanara. That doesn't mean you need to work yourself to the bone doing it. I don't remember asking your opinion. Show me your hand, Ridiel. Blisters, just like I thought. Surprised you could even hold your bow through all the pain. Well, I don't have a choice. You know that just as well as I do. You're wrong, Ridiel. This thing would have happened if all this strain caused you to falter when it mattered most. The others could get hurt. Elaine could get hurt. The only thing that would prove that he can't trust you, is to be there when he needs you. That's a weird person, but... Listen, Ridiel. I'm sure your mom would be worried too if she saw you like this. Just take it slow, okay? We'll get there, even if it's not as fast as you might want. Once again, you're lecturing me exactly like she would. Now that you mention it, I guess I was getting a little impatient. But here, put some of this bow on your hands and I'll shoot that bow for the day. And I better not catch you training like this again. Thank you, Chloe. I'll let you down, I promise. It's still nice to see that they're getting along? Question mark? See, I entirely oh, Gilbert's the prince. I entirely forgot who Gilbert was, and I was just, because I was like combining him with Hodrick, and just thinking of, Fire Emblem. That Gilbert. I hate that character. Okay, I don't hate him. I would say the only character that I don't like in Three Houses is Ignatz, honestly. Just because he's boring. And that's something, I've mentioned this a couple times, I would rather a bad character than a boring character. You okay there, big guy? It's weird seeing you lost in thought like that. Let me ask you something, Travis. What are you gonna do once this war's done with? Get into the heavy questions, huh? Can't imagine I want to give up the whole spying business. Maybe Lane will bring me on as his personal scout or something. Not bad, yeah? Yeah, I've been thinking. We'll start with the tricorns again. 3 of us, just like it was before the boss left. And yeah, I doubt everyone come running back the moment we did. But if we can get the whole world talking about us again, they just might. Don't worry. If your heart's set on serving the king, I'm not going to stand your way. There's no way I'm convincing the boss with you out of the picture. So what, you planning on getting the gang back together all by yourself? Pretty good joke, that. What do you say? I, like you, works best when you got someone else holding the reins. Which is always my job, of course, and it's like I said before. These days we spent playing the fool were some of the happiest I've ever known. What are you getting at? If you're serious about reviving the tricorns, you can count me in. And I'll convince Ren too, one way or another. You mean... I knew you'd come around. Well, let's focus on ending this war first, okay? Anything you say, Travis. Come on, we got an empire to stomp. Again, just a nice little... It's not much, but... Just a nice enough little conversation. All you really need sometimes. That was Travis. Bruno and Sharon. And what's this one? Lane, Virginia. Yeah. Yeah, and lots of lanes just because I'm working on the lanes mostly.
Someone help.
Bruno, what's happened to you? Stay where you are. Heal your wounds right away.
I appreciate it, Sharon. First, you gotta help him.
Oh, you poor thing. There. Now it's your turn, Bruno. You seem to have been more severely hurt than I thought. Phew. That should do it.
That was some nap. Wait, where's the goat? Is he gonna be okay, Sharon?
He is indeed. The little fellow wandered off perfectly healthy thanks to my magic. You were in far worse shape. You lost consciousness soon after I started healing you. What happened out there?
Well, let's make my way over to the blacksmith and get my axe work done. That's when I caught sight of that goat getting mauled by a wolf. Could have sworn it was just one, but before I knew it, I was facing up against a whole damn pack of them. Not even a guy like me could beat them odds. So I grabbed the goat and ran as fast as I could. Kept him safe while those wolves were biting at my legs.
How brave of you.
That fella must have gotten separated from his friends somehow. Of course, who knows what'll happen to him once he's back out in the wild, but at least for today, he's okay.
You truly have a kinder heart than most, Bruno. But look! It seems he managed to find his friends after all. He came back to thank you.
I'm happy seeing it.
Like, Bruno being such a softie with animals is, as far as I can remember, well, and tell, I haven't seen every, no way I've done that one. Yeah. No, unless it shows up in Elaine's 3 or Bryce's 1, Bruno being a softie for animals, not something you'd see anywhere else. Hawk and Melisandre.
You know, Ark,
You're actually quite handsome, if you only didn't hide it behind robes and hoods all the time. Well, thank you not to stare, please. It's always been a complicated matter, in truth.
how so?
Well, I'm happy to say I share much of my parents with my late mother. But that only makes it obvious I'm her son, meaning my every failure is a blemish upon her name.
Sometimes I wonder if a wretch like me even deserves her visage. Why not put in a little more effort then, as then you could honor her memory in the process?
No, failure with a prettied face is still but a failure. I learned that shame at the many ceremonies I've attended honoring my brother's achievements. Every time people asked me what I was capable of, what great feats I could perform, but I never had an answer. Even now I've done nothing of note with my life.
How cruel! A precious gem doesn't become a soul on its own. It needs to be polished and cared for, not smashed into 1,000 pieces. Just believe in yourself, Ark. Believe all your magic and your research will one day be worth it. And once you can do that, you'll come to like the way you look too, I'm sure of it.
Well, just gonna have to try.
That's more like it. And as for my part, I can't wait to see the new and improved you.
Melisandre getting along with Hawk is a weird one. There's a couple more combats we can do. Not many, but a few. That was the only one for Hawk. Adele has nothing. Fran with Miriam. Really? I expected a little bit more, but alright, I guess just Fran and Miriam. Are you right, Miriam?
Why wouldn't I be?
I already got hurt out on patrol and I had to be rushed to the healer.
That?
I was merely grazed by a stray arrow. Nothing to worry about, I assure you.
Thank the Father. In any case, I only have my own recklessness to blame, such as my punishment for pressing too far into enemy territory.
It's funny, you're normally so composed, but then you go and do something rash like this. You don't need to risk your life for a little scouting, though. That's why I'm here.
You're right.
Forgive me for worrying you, friend. I'll say my wish to be of foremost use to our army. If failing task as simple as this, how shall I ever earn my family the glory my father expects? Is glory truly all he cares about? What about you, your life, your safety, your happiness? If fame mattered to him more than you do, then he barely has any right to call himself your father. You've said quite enough, friend. Your father's demands stem only from the regret he bears for swearing fealty to Zenora, a matter in which he had little choice. I'm sorry. I'm just worried about you, Miriam. And seeing you hurt like this makes me afraid that one day you might not come back to me. Thank you for saying so. I've realized something observing you and our princess and so many others. Hard as I may try, I shall never be a warrior of your innate talent. But before I was born, my father's greatest wish was for a son to carry on his legacy, but sired me instead. Which is precisely why I greet every task with the diligence of 100 men. It may not always bring the results I wish for, but it's the only thing I have. And the only way I'll prove that I deserve to exist at all, both to my father and to myself. Has anyone ever told you to lighten up, Miriam? I will say, I really admire how serious you are about this stuff. Exactly the kind of good influence Kitra and I need. In a way, you're almost like the sister neither of us ever had. I'm glad to hear you say that. Although, Kitra claimed to be more of a nagging mother than anything. That's our Kitra. Always the charmer. Hey, my ear's burning. Nobody better be saying anything bad about me. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's like the Japanese trope where, I think it's a it's either, well, I know it's an anime trope, I think it's just a Japanese superstition that, like, if people are talking about, you start sneezing, stuff like that. I wonder why I don't sneeze much. But, we're self-depreciation aside, that will do it for this time, and next time, we continue on with our rapport conversations. Many of them, indeed. But until then, see you guys later.